How's it going, everybody? It is me, Shane. I'm here to give you another House of the Dragon episode review. Today's episode is episode 8, Lord of the Tides. Before we go any further, please do not forget to hit that like button, share a little comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the episode and on the review in general. And subscribe, hit the notification bell, be notified of more videos just like this. Yes, I am 5 days late. Technically 6. I was dragging my feet on this one. I had a lot of stuff going on, but I'm here. Boy, I'm here. Where do I even start on this? Like, these episodes, man, this is another one of them damn shows where it's hard to judge. Like, out of 5, it's hard to do stuff out of 5 because this was a really good episode and a pretty sad one. As always, spoilers. If you don't know, King dies at the end of this episode, but I'm going to talk about the very last thing that happens. The very last thing that happens is a huge misunderstanding. Because Alicent thinks that King Viserys is talking about Aegon, their son, Aegon the second. No, he's talking about Aegon the first. And it's stemming from a conversation he had with, not really a conversation, but Ray was trying to talk to him, trying to say, I need you to have my back because shit is about to hit the fan. Pardon me, we'll get to why shit is hitting the fan, but, did you even believe in me? Do you think the song of Ice and Fire, you think all this stuff is true? This was the night before. Going the next night, he drank another milk of the poppy, and, he's in pain, and he's thinking that Alicent is actually Rhaenyra, just like he thought Rhaenyra was Alicent when she came in. And she says she understands, and this is where all of the shit has gone to hit the fan. Now, the name of the show is Misunderstandings, and boy, not to harp on King Viserys, but boy, oh boy, if he would have just not focused so hard on having a boy, his wife wouldn't have got killed. He wouldn't be in this situation. Things might actually be better. Or hell, let's just say he still did that. If he would have just, for the love of God, just married Lenora, he would have just did that, things would have been so much better. Neither of the Strongs would have been dead. Rhaenyra wouldn't have gone down the path that she has gone, but eventually I think her and her uncle would have been a thing, but things would not have been so bad. And this is just a huge comedy of errors. The first error being making King Viserys as opposed to his own daughter. Forget the dude's name, instead of making Rhaenys, or as I'm going to call her, Niece. She stood out in this episode for me, which is why now I remember her name properly. Boy, I'm pretty sure that episode 9 is the finale, right? I'm pretty sure that's the finale, because Lord of the Rings, their finale was this week. And I promise I will catch up with Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna do it every 2 episodes, right? And I believe they stopped on episode 9. So, you know what, matter of fact, I'll do it every 3 episodes. That way we'll be all caught up. Should be done before Christmas. Anyway. It should be done before Thanksgiving. Anywho, let's talk about some of the standouts here. So the reason for this episode is Corlys' brother, Daemon, is like, yeah, Corlys might die because there's more fighting at Stepstones. He got his throat slit, fell overboard. They got him back, but he's burning from the inside out. Don't think he's going to make it. Daemon's like, hey, Lucerys, a.k.a. Luke of, Ray's boy, he ain't really, we all know. They ain't really his blood. That wasn't Leonard's son. My brother may care about the history books. I care about blood. And Queen Niecy's been in charge. Her husband's been away. Baylor, Daemon's daughter, she's her ward, so that's cool. She has her granddaughter there. But the shitty part is, dude's just like, hey, I would love to have you backing me, but guess what? I don't need it. I'm gonna go talk to the queen, because talk to the queen, because the queen's gonna deal with it. And initially she's like, my cousin's gonna cut your tongue out. Well, it's gonna be hard for you to cut the tongue out when the queen is running everything. And that's where everything stems. As a matter of fact, Baelor sent word to her father, and he even told Ray Ray. And they're expecting their second or third child because they have twins, Viserys and Aegon the Third. Oh, they're adorable. But yeah, they're calling into question the stuff. They got to go back. Now, let's talk about some good old fashioned bullshit here. So obviously Alicent and Otto, they're in charge of all this stuff. Like, people won't say it. I still won't say it out loud, but everybody's like, yeah, no, them boys ain't no blood. Now, here's what's shitty for me. And I even wrote this in my notes. How is King V's kids with Alicent? How is her shitty boys? So they're legitimate because they both have blonde hair. Alicent's a redhead. Are you trying to tell me that those white hair genes are so strong that you just know they just would have been so strong? Would have been no way. I get it if it's, Laenor and Ray Ray. The hair should be white. I get that. But how are both of those jackasses, how are their hair white? I don't get that. I don't understand. I digress. I'm going to digress. So now, the whole issue is Ray Ray's trying to... Her and Daemon finally see King V. He's messed up. He got a thing over his face. I already told you, he's missing... He looks like Two-Face from The Dark Knight, almost. Except he is missing a whole eye. Kind of like how his son is missing a whole eye. But he's missing a whole eye. Just a hole in there. And you can just see the muscles in the cheek. All these lesions on his body. He is thin. He even said, I am not a handsome man if I ever were anymore. He even said, I'm not going to be around much longer. But I'm going to get to that part in a second. The whole time, Ray Ray's just trying to appeal to her brother. Even Daemon tries to appeal to him when they first get in there. But, when he drinks his tea, and they're like, oh, love the back and forth they had with Alicent, who was late. But we'll get into why she was late in a minute. And they're just noticing, they're like, yeah, the Targaryen tapestries are gone, statues of stars and all this other shit's around here. It's the religion of the High Towers where they come from. Now, fate, when asked, she said, my father told me to forgive any transgression that happens in this room. But their fate lies in her hands. Vaemon already has it in with them. And the funny thing, Otto continuously plays the game, because then you can never say out loud that he said bullshit. You can't ever say it out loud. He's like, well, Luke's a boy, and it's gonna be hard for a boy to lead times, times of war, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, wow. He's not wrong, but he's out of line. Now the biggest moments here come from King V himself and Daemon. We're gonna go for King V first. King V's speech, matter of fact, this is a conjoined moment. When King V walks in, everybody is shook while they're having this petition. Dude is shook. Everyone is shook. They're like, he's actually gonna sit on the throne, because the hand sits on the throne while the king is disposed, right? Oh, but he walks in there, and it's a beautiful moment, which was actually improvised. So the crown falls off his head. Daemon has the crown, gets him, and is like, come on, bro, I want to help you up there. Even though the king told a knight, I don't need your help. But his brother's going to help him up, and he puts it on it. Beautiful moment. A moment that's probably, oh man, it's so weird that throne has murdered that man so much. Like, if him and Daemon are anywhere near the same age, you can't tell. Really good makeup. Really great acting from King. What's his name? Paddy Considine. Amazing acting from him. Wow. And I love how he shuts all this shit down. He says, I don't know why we are calling all this into question, because the person who will know what Corlys would want the best would be the Princess Rhaenys. And Vaemond is so pissed. He's just looking like, And prior to this, I love the fact that Rhaenyra has already talked to Niecy. Ray already talked to Niecy. Niecy thinks that they had her son killed, and she swears I didn't do it, which is freaking true. Didn't have him killed, didn't conspire to have him killed. Like, you think bringing my granddaughter, who's also named Rhaenyra, is enough to make me feel okay. No. And she makes a plea to her. She's like, look, this is why I propose. I know you plan on saying you want yourself there, but how about this? Back me, have Luke go up there, be Lord of the Tides, just like Corlys wanted, right? Corlys always wanted it, regardless of that being his son or whatever. He cares about the names. Let that happen, and I'm going to marry the boys to the girls. Bada boom, bada bing. Her granddaughters will marry her sons. That way, the line is secure, and it's fine, and it's good. And the whole thing is, she's like, this is a desperate plea or an earnest one. She's like, it doesn't really matter at the moment. Because just like Nisi said, they're going to give you the first blow right now. So get ready for it. I stand by myself. But when King V's like, yo, she's the only person that would know this. She speaks up and says, actually, Corlys wanted Lucerys to be the next heir for the Lord of the Tides. As a matter of fact, even the Princess Rhaenyra has offered a marriage between my granddaughters and her sons, and I accepted wholeheartedly. Which even Alicent's like, oh, everyone's just like, oh damn, the chess. Would Ray trying to fix this worked out in her favor, especially since she roused her dad to the point he's like, while they were dressing them, he's like, I'm not drinking this milk of the poppy. I need my head clear. He even told I want a dinner. And he's like, well, it's the morning. Nah, tonight, asshole. Want a dinner? Because all my family's here. We gonna have a dinner. Daemon does one of the funniest things. He goes, I'm not gonna allow this. You broke tradition and made your daughter the heir. Whatever. You don't get to say what happens in the, was it Valyrian line? And he's like, you forget yourself, bruh. He's like, nah. And you know what? That boy's no blood of mine. He is. And I love, Daemon was so serious this whole entire time. He is not playing around. And then when he goes, say the word. Everybody's just waiting. They're bastards. And she is a whore. Ooh. 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 Everybody's like, oh, bro, why would you say that? King V is a G. Gets that blade. They got the song going. He's like, I'm going to have your tongue. Too late. Daemon cut this man from here clean off. Says he can keep his tongue. Everybody's like, hey, disarm him. He's like, chill. Shit was funny and it was great. Good moment from both of them. That's a good moment from the both of them. Daemon, I already told you Daemon's two moments. King V's moment right there. Now let's talk about the other moment where he had to be carried into the dinner and it's tense as hell. One-eyed Aemond even knows when his nephews are there. He's like, yo, come to train. He's all of a sudden, he all tall and stuff, acting like he all big and bad. Fuck that dude. He has not relinquished his hold, I think, on Luke. Because I think it was Luke that cut his eye out. He just been staring at him, and Luke been staring back. As a matter of fact, when Aegon makes a pass at the betrothed, dude stands up, and Aemon's just ready to stand up. He ready to go too. I'm like, bro, they gonna take your other eye if you keep messing around. I love that I know what happens to them. Ooh, anyway, which was expertly turned into a toast. It showed Aegon look stupid. But let's talk about... Alright, I'm going to finish with King Viserys real quick. So King V does his speech. He even stands. He takes off the mask so everyone can see. He's missing that eye. He's missing the cheek muscles. He's like, I want you to see me as I am. I am your father, your brother, your husband, your grandsire. If not for the crown, do it for me and get along. Because I love each and every last one of you. He's like, it brings me joy and it pains me to see all of you together. Because at the same time, I haven't seen you all in a long time. And they actually did it. Like, the princess and the queen, Rhaenyra, at the moment he sits down, she instantly stands up, gives a toast to Alicent. It's like, you know, you've been devoted to my father. You've been by the side the whole time. I'm ever grateful for that. To you. Drink. And then she does a toast to her, and she's like, we're both mothers, we both love our children. You know what? Same. Toast. And for a minute, it's merriment. They get music playing. Jace dances with the goofy sister, his goofy aunt, who she's precious. I really love that character. She's so precious. Because then she says, marriage won't be bad. You know, he won't bother you until he wants to have sex. It's just, everybody just kind of laughs at it. And I guess Otto really does love his grandchildren, because he's just like, yeah, good job. You gave a good speech. It's fine. And she does a funny dance with him and all that jazz. Now, he did give a really good speech, especially and you could tell he was looking around at the merriment and everything. And I don't know if it was like because he was getting sick, but I can tell in his mind, he's like, this is not going to last. Because he's looking at it. It's the one thing he's always wanted, and he's happy. He gets to see it, and it's amazing. Get sick, has to be carried out. So Aemon, they bring a big roast pig and sit in front of Aemon, and freaking Luke laughs. And Aemon's like, oh yeah, I'm going to toast to my nephews Jace, Lucerius, and Joffrey. They are handsome, amazing, strong boys. They're just like, they're ready to go. They're like, all right, say it again, bro. Because at this point, they already know who their real dad is. But anytime you say strong, you're basically just talking shit. And even Alicent's like, why are you doing this? And he's like, I just gave my nephews a comment. I love. Now, Jace punched him, but dude's like, I'm battle hardened now. Doesn't matter. You know, I'm an asshole. But here is Daemon moment number 3. That's amazing. Before dude can go and fight again, Daemon steps in and goes, nah, my new, my stepson / nephew. He just kind of looks at him. By the way, the new grown up Aemon kind of looks like, has that chin, has that Matt Smith chin. He just kind of looks at him. And I love that he's just like, bro, anytime, if you think that you can handle that, please. And even Alicent and Rhaenyra seem very sincere. Because Rhaenyra's like, we probably should go back to Dragon's Keep or Dragonstone, wherever the place is. She's like, but you just got here. You know what? We'll see the kids off and then we'll come back. Right? That's when the whole King V conversation happened. That was amazing. Let's talk about how much of a hypocrite Alicent is. Aegon, how do I say this on camera? Aegon assaults a handmaid. And a handmaid is so scared because you know what? They don't blame the royal families for this stuff. You know what they do? They either murder the people or they exile them. And the girl, I think her name was Danis? Oh, God. Her name was so close to Daenerys. But, she's like, I'm sorry. I turned around and then he was gone. And then boom, 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 boom. And Alicent consoles her. You can see the pain on her face. This is what she got pulled away from before she could greet Daemon and Ray. You see the pain on her face and everything. She is only told the guard guy, and she's only told the other maid lady. And she's like, I believe you. Nothing's gonna happen. But for the sake of things, people could say you led him on and you tried to do this. You've already told 2 people. You swore in your life. So she's like, I swear I'm not gonna say nothing to nobody else. Brings out the plan T. Hypocrite. And of course, she gets her to drink the plan T, which is all right. Good Lord. And this is just such a sad moment because you can even tell Alicent's just like, she's been in a position of having sex with someone who she didn't want to. I'm sure King V never forced her, but her dad nudged that shit along. Her womb was a tool for conquest. That's all it was. Her vagina and her womb were a tool for conquest and getting heirs on the throne and bloodlines and all this other, the weird shit that these European types care about. I digress. I thoroughly digress. And even when she even slaps Aegon, says, "You're no son of mine." And his whole thing is, "You and father, I tried my best and you both just don't." And first of all, he looks way better than he did when he was younger. Way more handsome. Still an asshole, but way more handsome. It's just, and you can feel it. Her pushing, and now she thinks that Viserys actually meant him. It's going to be so much worse. War is going to be, oh boy. And I can't think of any other moments outside of when I don't know the sweet summer child daughter's name. I will remember her name next week for sure. But when she comes in and asks for the handmaid, she's like, "Where'd she go?" And the queen even gives her gold, like, for your troubles. I'm like, man, plenty and some gold. And more gossip spreads because one of those handmaids went and gossiped to the new lady of the whorehouse, the chick that was with Daemon. Ooh, this stuff is gonna be bad. Now, we already know there's a season 2. With how fast time is progressing, I can see, like I said, 3 seasons. I'm gonna stick to 3 seasons, but I can tell that maybe if they make seasons, they can easily just make season 2. Like, if this season ends on Sunday, if they made it like 10 episodes and just right there, just get everything in there. But they're probably gonna do 3. It makes money, and plus, most of these producers like to stop things at 2 to 3 seasons because you don't want to pay people too much. Once you get past a certain amount of seasons, the actors get paid a lot more money. But this is Game of Thrones, where you don't know who's gonna die, and your favorites eventually turn crazy and kill people, or they say they don't want it. Interesting episode all around. Very heartfelt. I did not cry, even though some people said they cried, but very excellent acting from Patty Mann in the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith. Great acting going on here. My goodness, just the layers beneath these characters, from hypocrites like Alicent to people who are just even the Rhaenyra was holding back her sobs when talking to her father during a stormy night, because she says, "I thought I wanted it. This burden is heavy. I will do this if you really feel that in your bones that it was meant for me." So sad. So sad. Please, if I was to rate this out of the last 7 episodes, this is episode 8, out of the last 7 episodes, I like this one as much as I liked the episode with the white deer. It's eye-opening stuff. Oh yeah, there was also a funny part when, Alicent's like, "Oh, we haven't seen you in a while," and Ray just hides where that deep cut is that you cut. Yeah, last time you saw me, you tried to take my son's eye and you cut me. So yeah, that's why we haven't seen each other. They tried though. They tried. Alicent, your sons are garbage. That's it. Your sons are garbage. Oh, another cool part where Niecy, she's watching her brother-in-law body get dressed for burial and be sent down the road. The new High Maester is black, by the way, and he tells her, it's bad luck for one to look at death, and she's like, "Yo," she's like, the stranger. That's what they call. I guess that's what they call Grim Reaper or death. She says, "Yeah, the stranger has visited me many times. He doesn't care if my eyes are open or closed." And that's just so sad. You feel, at first I was like, "Oh, she bitter." Maybe she was at one point, but so many things could have been avoided if it wasn't for the sexist mentality. We are breaking traditions. Maybe you guys should just not worry so much. I would love to see King's Landing in like 2022. Just in that universe, I would love to see what has become of all these people. Because guess what? Probably no one cares. No one cares. Pretty sure Alicent, your line is probably some pauper beggar person. Anyway, let me know what you thought of the episode in the comment section down below. Please do not forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos like this. They'll get to you. Guaranteed. As always, thank you so much for joining me and taking some time out to listen to me ramble about my thoughts on medieval fantasy world. So, be good, be blessed. Wash them hands. Take care of yourself, everybody. Please be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk. Realize that you are not alone, or someone that cares about you. Someone rather talk to you now than to be missing you later. I will see you all on Sunday, if not Monday. Holy cow. This is it.